Hello traders, Raymond Opoku here once again with a brand new week's Forex market analysis. I hope you had a good week last week. The market wasn't fair to me last week at all, as all the pairs I was looking at fell into ranges. Let us do a recap of what we have on the watch list for last week before we come on to what we have for this week. So for last week, the first pair on the watch list was the USD card, and I was looking at a break, mainly looking at a break below this trend line. The break came, but then the pair didn't really go anywhere afterwards. The second pair on the watch list, that is the AUD card, also remained choppy throughout the week. It didn't respect this very market structure at all. It remained super choppy throughout the week. For the final pair on the watch list for last week, that is the gold. The breakout that I was expecting never came, as gold tested the resistance of the triangle for the third and fourth times and just kept trading within the range. So a breakout is still a possibility for this very commodity. For what we would be looking at for this week, that is the GBPUSD, the GBPAUD, and the EURGBP. We can find GBPUSD in a rising wedge right over here. Now, the question to answer is this rising wedge a reversal pattern or a continuation pattern? As we can see, for the whole of September, GBPUSD has been down for over 700 pips, and for the whole of last week we had this very choppy range which has developed into a rising wedge. In the coming week, a break below the support of the wedge would signify this one as a continuation pattern, and it will be very good news for the bears. Alternatively, a break above the resistance of the wedge could be good news for the bulls as well. GBPUSD is untouchable as long as it keeps trading within the confines of the wedge, and be very cautious of false breaks. GBPAUD is the second pair that we'll be looking at for this week, and it has everything similar to the GBPUSD setup minus the wedge, as we can't define a very good resistance for this pattern. So I have settled on this uptrend line as a guide through the week. GBPAUD has also been down throughout the whole of September, and throughout last week it retraced some of the bearish move. As long as the GBPAUD remains above the uptrend line, the bulls remain in control. Even it could shoot above this very level, which comes in at the 1.78391, for the bulls to completely take over for a reversal. But the instance I'll be looking at most of the time would be a break below the uptrend line for the bears to step in. Time the GBPAUD with the GBPUSD, as both pairs are positively correlated to strike profitable trades. Now on to the final pair that we'll be looking at for this week is the EURGBP. EURGBP appears as a forecast this week purely based on correlational reasons, in the sense that it is negatively correlated with the GBPAUD and the GBPUSD. So the work around the EURGBP is with this trend line, that is a downtrend line. Whilst EURGBP is below the downtrend line, the bears remain in control, but a break above this very downtrend line plus this level would be good enough for the bulls to take over. With all that being said, this week forecasts are based on carefully selected British pound pairs. So track all of them together to strike profitable trades. I wish you a profitable trading week and see you next week as usual.